Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll be reviewing this gorgeous WDCC piece of Jiminy Cricket from the animated classic Pinocchio. And this, my friend, is probably quite a unique piece since it takes from a very short, but I suppose for Pinocchio fans, a pretty quite comedic moment from the film. And we have here Jiminy, so he's basically stuck inside this bubble from, I believe, greeting a clam in the film and asking the clam where Monstro is. And he ended up getting swallowed by the clam, but then the clam sort of like, what do you call it, spits him out in a bubble. And I believe his hat was spit up in different bubble, and he was trying to reach for his hat by poking through the bubble, and he ended up causing a sort of like uh, a flooding on his own bubble, even though all this time we've seen him talking and breathing fine underwater. But he just apparently got a bit panic as he looks that his bubble is all filling up with water. So this piece is quite, first of all, it's quite a rare piece. It's not limited edition numbered, but maybe because this is the later WDCC piece to be produced. Usually the later ones ended up becoming more rare because I don't know why. Maybe because they didn't have enough time for the piece to run before it got canceled or something like that. But also maybe because this piece, in my opinion, it's a very, very sort of like it's an actual art piece. You know, it's not just a merchandise. It's an actual art piece. You know, it involves various mediums, and also the way everything is presented. It's very, very it has a museum quality, in my opinion. It's very, very gorgeous. So we see all these sea of seaweed all around Jiminy. I believe they're actually the same seaweed design that is based off of the movie. I mean, if you go back to the film, I believe there is a during the scene there is a background of this kind of seaweed behind Jiminy. So, I mean, of course, he's not exactly stuck on the bottom like this because you know this is the only way for the sculptures to be able to sort of like present him in sculpture form. But I think the way it is presented, the design and everything is very, very beautiful. And of course, they added all these tiny little details like the little starfish on the bottom right there, and there's a little seashell right there. And interestingly, I believe this entire sculpture is not made of porcelain at all because the base here, I know from looking at it and looking at the bottom of it, usually when the base looks like that, it's made out of resin instead of porcelain. And you have the title right there, Bubble Trouble. But yeah, the base is made out of resin, and the seaweed is also made out of resin, which is a very, very smart choice because you see all these undulating seaweed right there. They can easily break if they're made out of porcelain. And of course, the seaweed is meant to support the entirety of this figurine, so I think making it out of resin is a better choice. I believe Jiminy on the inside may be made out of porcelain. He could be made out of resin as well, but of course the bubble is made out of a hand-blown glass. And the water right there that is sort of like filling up, from touching it right here on the bottom, I believe it's made from some sort of a rubber material. Not acrylic, but sort of like a rubbery material. And you can see they kind of included the illusion of the water poking through the bubble, even though that thing is actually not exactly touching the glass. You know, it's just meant as an illusion. If you view at it from this point of view, you can kind of see the water coming in. So yeah, overall, it's a very, very cute piece, and it's very, very well done. Even the paint job on these seaweeds are very, very realistically done. You know, they do all this sort of like airbrushing technique, sort of give you like a shadow and a light part of the sculpture. And I believe on Jiminy they even make his they even made him in its entirety. So if you look very closely, I believe they included his legs and his shoes as well. They're just sort of like buried underneath all this sort of like watery material that he's being submerged into. But yeah, overall it's a very, very beautiful piece. The only downside to it is that most of these figurines, they have sort of like a cloud inside the bubbles, so the whole thing starts to really mist up after a while, and you ended up not being able to see Jiminy on the inside, which is the whole point of this piece, is to be able to see Jiminy inside the bubble. But fortunately, the one that I got right here, this, for some reason, the seller is able to maintain him in such a good condition. Maybe it's out of the sunlight or anything like that, I don't know. But the whole thing, the whole bubble is still pretty much very clear, so you can see inside and see Jiminy clearly and enjoy the piece even more. I mean, I've seen some people disassemble the piece because I believe the glass right here is glued with a sort of like glue gun right there, so maybe it can be easily melted and you can clean glass on the inside and then re-glue it again. Although that is a very, very risky endeavor, and I would try not to do that unless the entire thing is really, really dirty on the inside. But until then, I try to keep my best to, I suppose, keep this thing out of the sunlight, and maybe in a more controlled temperature room. Maybe that's gonna prevent it from clouding too much. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my review, so I really hope you enjoyed. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and please leave more of your collection stories down in the comments below. Thanks for watching, hope you have a great day, bye.